Hi guys, today we're doing our Reality Resort second episode review. First impression just from the episode, I think it's pretty good. It's definitely not like amazing, fantastic, but I actually don't have many problems with the episode. I actually think it's pretty, like I mentioned before, I think it's pretty good. So let's just actually get into talking about the characters, because like I mentioned before, most of my review videos are just about the characters. And I will try to talk about every character. It might be a little bit difficult to talk about every character, because I'm being honest, some of them didn't play a big role. Which is kind of like one of my small problems with this episode. Some of the characters, I don't know, they just felt like meh, like they were just there. But there's like definitely one character got a lot of focus this episode, and he was good, I will say he was good. But let's first start with Kylie. And guys, I have to say it, I love Kylie so much. Right now, she's my favorite character. And I already liked her before because to be honest, she has cats. She has 2 cats, so how can you hate Kylie? Also, I really have a cat as my mascot, so right off the start, I really love Kylie. I think she's amazing. But this episode, she was pretty good too. And I know a lot of people don't like Kylie. They think she's pretty bland and boring, which I can kind of see. But I think this episode did a really good job showing a little bit more of her character. I really like her friendship with Charlie. I think the friendship was very good so far. And I am interested to see how it progresses throughout the season. And her and the cowboy dude, I don't remember his name. Is it like Austin? I feel so bad. I think it's Austin. I'm probably so wrong. But her getting an alliance with the cowboy dude is really smart, and I think it can work well. So I really like Kylie so far. So far, she seems very nice, and honestly, thinking pretty smart in the game. She's ready to think about alliances, who to work with. And that's really smart for a show like Big Brother. Since this show is kind of like based off Big Brother, alliances are important. It helps you keep in the game. And hey, Kylie's ready to do that, so if you guys are hating on Kylie, let's not do that, because we all love Kylie. And I swear, if Kylie's an early boot, I'm gonna be so disappointed. Like, how can they do her that dirty? But so far, Kylie is my favorite character, and I think she was pretty good this episode. Speaking of elimination, I just want to talk about the elimination real quick. Not like who got eliminated, but like how it works. I actually think the elimination idea is really cool. I like how like one team votes and the other team votes, and they both vote for someone for elimination. I think that's very cool. It also leads to players have to be able to work well with the opposite team. So they can't just like work with their own team. They actually have to be smart and talk to the opposite team, which can be very unique. And honestly, add some more interactions we probably wouldn't see. Like, normally you won't see the contestants interact that much with other teams, but for this show, we'll probably see it. And a character that does a really good job at this is the next character I'm going to talk about, Brad. Brad was amazing this episode. He's definitely giving main villain vibes right now. He knows how to play well, and he knows how people's mind work. I'm pretty sure I saw like when he said his name, he was like a psychology major, which makes sense. He knows how to work people, and he's definitely gonna be a big threat. Basically, Anise, Brad, and Seth kind of like this love triangle thing, where they both kind of like Anise and kind of competing for her, which I kind of funny. Honestly, they're kind of dorks at moments, but Brad does realize this, and he kind of got Seth. Almost gonna say it, he got Seth eliminated, and it's pretty smart for him. I don't think it's really because he thought he was a strong player. I think he just kind of did it because he was just jealous of Seth giving all this attention to Anise. But Brad is really good at convincing people. He was able to convince his whole team just to vote for Seth, which is very smart and very skillful. And then he was able to tell Topaz, who's also very smart. Brad is going to be playing dirty though. Like, you can definitely not trust him. I think the only person he won't really play dirty with or like mess with that much is like Anise. Because I have a feeling he really likes Anise, so I doubt he'll do anything like super messed up or like betray her. But we also really don't even know. Then he also had his little interaction with Sarah. I feel so bad for Sarah, but I definitely think he's going to use Sarah. He might like Sarah later on, but right now I think he's just gonna use her. I feel bad though. Let's don't do Sarah. Come on. Like, come on. Sarah has come so far. Don't do her dirty. Before that, she was looking through a glass window, but now she's actually going up to talk to Brad. That's some progress. And let's just talk about Sarah real quick. She was just alright. She had like that one little talk with Brad. That's basically it. I definitely think they're gonna be the main love triangle this season. Love triangles are either hit or actually not even hit, they're just miss or miss, because like all the love triangles I've ever seen have been pretty bad. Hopefully this one can be good. Like, please don't make this bad. I don't need another Connor, Alegria, or Gwen, Duncan, and Courtney. So I am interested to see how the Annalise, Sarah, and Brad love trio thing works. But overall, Sarah was just alright this episode. She didn't play that big a role. Then Annalise was just alright in my opinion. I do have like one small problem with her. Like, during the gym scene, or just in general, I feel like she sounded very quiet. Like, nothing against the voice actor, because she did a really good job in episode 1, but she sounded kind of quiet to me. It could have just been me. But overall, I think she was alright this episode. She was basically just between Seth and Brad. She's basically kind of like distracting Seth. And Brad knew that, so Brad did use her to distract Seth. Which again, Brad is very smart. Like, you have to be careful with Brad. And I am very interested. I already tell people how I like Brad. I know Seth was a fan favorite. I know so many people like Seth right now, and Brad got him eliminated. But you have to respect Brad. He's a smart player. But Anise is just alright. She's kind of, I feel so bad. She is definitely not that bright. She might be lacking some brain cells. She kind of reminds me of like a mix of like Lindsay and Julia. But she kind of lacks some of the charm, I'll admit. Like, Lindsay and Julia have some charm to her. But right now, I'm not seeing that much. I don't know. I'm just not the biggest fan of Anise right now. I think I will like her more as the season goes on. But right now, I think she's just alright. Maybe slightly below alright. I do think she's going to probably have like a rivalry with Sarah. So that could be interesting. Next is Topaz. I honestly wanted Topaz to get eliminated, says Seth. I will admit, Seth has some charm to him, while Topaz, I feel like she's lacking a lot of charm right now. She's kind of boring, and I feel like she doesn't have much personality. And again, what I kind of missed with Anise, I feel like her voice acting is pretty quiet this episode. I feel like she just doesn't have like, I feel like I want her to have a little bit more expression to her voice acting. Again, like, this is no hate to the voice actor. I think the voice actor, I'm glad she's doing it, and I think she's doing the really good job she's doing right now. But I feel like some expression to Topaz's character would be nice. But right now, I'm not the biggest fan of Topaz. I'm glad that she won the challenge and playing smart. She was studying and trying her best to stay in the game, so I respect her for that. And I am interested in how she's gonna work with her team now, because now she kind of knows like her team kind of like backstabbed her, and she kind of feels hurt about that. So I am interested about that. Like, I really want to like Topaz, but I just want her a little bit more like personality and a little bit more expression to her character. Because I feel like she could be a really good character, but like right now, I think she's just meh. And honestly, I feel like she could have worked really good as a first boot. No hate to her. Then Seth. Let's just talk about Seth. Seth did get eliminated. I kind of wanted Seth to say more, but like, he kind of did it to himself. He wasn't studying, he was too busy worrying about this girl. And then he was kind of being like a sore loser. So I don't feel bad for Seth getting eliminated, but I kind of want him to last longer just because he is honestly probably one of my favorite characters, like voice performance. I think his voice performance is so good. And honestly, he's just kind of funny. Like, Seth is kind of funny, I will admit. He's also kind of like a dork for some reason. Like, he's kind of stupid, but like, I love him. Like, he's stupid, but I love him. I kind of wish Seth lasted longer. I was definitely not expecting Seth to be the first boot. Him being the first boot is kind of wild. But I feel like they did a good job to make it work. So I think how they wrote Seth to be the first boot, they did a good job. But I was definitely not expecting him to be the first boot. Overall, I think Seth was really good this episode, and kind of sucks he was first boot, but hey, it works. I do want to talk about Tino. Tino hasn't done much so far, but like, I kind of love Tino already. Because Tino's trying his absolute best to help Seth. And I was really hoping to have a Tino and Seth friendship, which we kind of saw a little bit this episode. But Seth was just way too busy worrying about Anise. Like, come on, our boy Tino was trying to help you, Seth, but you couldn't do anything. I hope we do see more Tino, because I feel like Tino's gonna be one of those characters we just don't see much from. And I really want to like Tino. So far, I kind of like him. But again, he's a character that hasn't done too much so far. And I feel like the only thing I was really looking forward to him was like him and Seth having a friendship. But I really don't think we're gonna have that, because like, Seth is eliminated now. Like, I wonder what we're gonna do with him. But Tino seems like a really good guy. And then we have Olive. Again, Olive also didn't really play that big a role this episode. She was basically just reading Monica's palm or aura, whatever it's called. And I think Olive was just alright this episode. She does something, she's pretty smart, and definitely a character I feel like we should look out for. She could be causing some chaos. And I definitely think she's gonna take advantage of some characters. Definitely Monica. She might be a reason why Monica gets eliminated. I definitely think she's gonna take advantage of her. Her and Brad are definitely the characters you have to worry about the most, because I think they know people's weaknesses and how to manipulate them to do what they want. So I think those two characters you definitely have to watch out for. Oh, I don't remember his name either. The one starts with a B. The one has Jake's voice actor. He was also pretty good this episode. Maybe him and Olive have a friendship. Kind of hinted at it a little bit, maybe. He also didn't play that big role this episode, but I like him. I can't unhear Jake's voice though. Like, every time he talks, I just hear Jake. Which, I'm not complaining because Jake's voice actor does an amazing job, but like, I could just only hear Jake. Then we have Charles. I like Charles so far. You definitely can see the teacher side of him. Like, during the competition when Seth was playing dirty and kind of cheating, he was like, I actually think he's cheating. Like, you definitely can see the teacher side of him, which I think can be pretty funny. I don't know, I just like Charles so far. Like, he's kind of adorable. I hope he makes it far, but I don't have faith in him. Like, I don't really think he's gonna make it far, but I kind of do hope he does. Then we have Drew and Isadora, or her name, I think it's Isadora. Those two characters are alright. I definitely think their interactions between each other are pretty good. Isadora is definitely not my cup of tea. She's definitely a character I don't think is doing bad, but I'm just not the biggest fan of her character. I definitely can see why a lot of people like her character, but for me, she's just there. Then Drew is just random. Like, he would just say the most random, out-of-pocket things. I think Drew's gonna be a really fun character, but I don't know if I'm actually gonna like him. But their interactions are pretty good. There is one character I want to hit on. The last character I do want to talk about is Marcus. And Marcus is a character I definitely did not like the first episode. Let's just say that I definitely did not like him. He's kind of a jerk. He kind of reminds me of Carol. If Carol was the guy, he kind of reminds me of that. He just complains a lot. And we did see a little bit of that this episode. However, I do like that he's kind of using his lore, like, degree, or whatever it's called, to his advantage. Like, he heard Shirley talking about making an alliance, and you definitely can see he's probably going to use that in the future to maybe backstab or get Shirley or even Kylie in trouble. You better not get Kylie in trouble, though. Just eliminate Shirley. Like, please don't eliminate Kylie. But I am interested. Marcus might be a threat. I definitely can see it. Also, I would like some interaction between him and Brad. Because Marcus did mention that he kind of sees himself as Brad, like when he was younger. So I feel like the interactions could be very good. So I do hope we see more of them. Overall, I feel like this episode is pretty good. I think the animation looks really good. Some of the characters are really good, like Brad, Kylie. I love those two characters. But I just want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a good day or night. And make sure you support this fan series. Peace, guys.